The Book of True Life, Teaching 59 of 366. The Master teaches, those who believe in this word will reach the summit of the mountain. Divine Revelations, Mexico, from 1866 to 1950. The Lord says, everyone be welcomed before the Master. Who among you are the disciples? Who are the beginners? You do not know. There are many who believe to be teachers already, and yet I behold that they still have not even understood the first lesson. On the other hand, there are some who feel incapable of teaching, and they close their lips, even though they could already begin teaching with their words and deeds at this very moment. Throughout all eras, I have limited myself in the manner I was felt and understood by mankind. If, during the second era, in my manifestation as Christ, I would instead have appeared as God and not as man, mankind would have, with good reason, confronted me, saying, "Father, we cannot take you as example, because you are God, and we are men." Today, I have brought you new teachings. The door to my hidden truth has once again been opened for all men, and I want this to be cause for joy and celebration for my people. Among men, there are some who say to me within their hearts, "If you love us so much, then why do we suffer so? Why have you sent us to this earth to suffer?" I forgive your blasphemy, because it is born from your ignorance, and I say to you that it is your faults and downfalls that have been depriving you of your good gifts and characteristics. And that is why, despite being rich in spirit, you have been left without any virtue whatsoever. For this reason, you must strive to acquire merits, to advance along the path of your spiritual development. This is also the reason why I am now opening the deepest chamber of my heart to you, without making any distinctions among men, so that each and every one of you may take from this grace what he feels his spirit lacks, whether it be peace, light, or strength. However, do not forget that within the crucible of pain is where the spirits are made strong, and where they acquire merits to reach greater elevation. I speak to you from the mountain's summit, and according to one's inner elevation, you will ascend and draw closer to me. After having listened to me, you will descend back down into the valley where you still dwell, but not into the abyss man has created by his own sins. The valley I speak of is the harmony with the spiritual, which you still have not attained. To each spirit is entrusted a body as a means to manifest itself in this material world. Within that body, a masterpiece of my wisdom, is contained a brain wherein intelligence is revealed, as well as a heart wherefrom virtues and noble sentiments emerge. Many have I found within the abyss of ruin, and even to them have I descended, to save them. My love for the lost allowed them to hear my loving voice, which said to them, "Where are you, my children? Behold, here is my light. Follow me." During the first era, your faith was dull. My children did not understand the language of their own conscience anymore, and it became necessary for the Father to come up to them and say, "Take this stone upon which my law is engraved. Do not forget that it shows you the path that guides you to the top of the mountain, where I await you." And in the presence of the stone my law was engraved upon, they pledged to ascend the mountain and journey towards their destiny. But time passed, and throughout the journey, trials and tribulations arose, growing ever more intense as time went on. Eventually, they raised their faces and voices to the Father, saying to him, "We do not understand you. For a long time now we struggle and journey to and fro, without an end in sight, and still we have not attained the peace that you promised our hearts." Once again, men regressed into their disobedience, yet the Father sought them anew, drawing even closer, to speak to them as a father and as a friend. But they denied him, saying, "You cannot be our God, for he has always dwelled on high, in the heavens." The reason this happened was because he appeared to them as the perfect truth. All the while, men were in search of a truth in accord with their tastes, and thus, with nothing but utter indignation, they led the divine man to his death. This man, who was power and wisdom itself, did not give men what they demanded in their ignorance. He was pure, and thus only pure and perfect deeds and works could emerge from him. From death itself did he arise to life, thereby revealing that the author of everything created cannot die. When the Lord again returned to his kingdom, upon the mountain of perfection, men confessed that he who had been with them was the true God, because his works and miracles were far beyond the abilities of mankind. They remembered him saying that he was the way, and, longing to reach the summit of the mountain where the Lord dwelt, they emerged from the abyss of ruin into the valley where they beheld the light, assisting them on their journey. However, the path was strewn with thorns. That is when they remembered that their Father is, above all else, love itself, and that he let them know that he would return to them when their suffering was greatest. And so, from the bottom of their hearts, they began to ask their Lord, "Father, why won't you return? You are love and forgiveness. Why have you punished us?" They received a premonition, an era in which their Lord would descend from the mountain for the third time. When he returned, he asked them, "What do you want of me?" And they answered, "Father, save us." Then the Lord asked them, "Do you wish to leave the abyss, traverse the worldly valleys, and scale the mountain, inspired by my voice alone, the only thing you must heed during this time?" Some had doubts because they did not perceive their Father in human form. Others, though, did believe the voice they had heard originated from their Lord. These people arose in complete faith and continued on their journey, guided by the divine inspiration, the light upon their path. Disciples, you are of those who believed, but truly I say to you, I have not sent anyone to dwell in the abyss. I have sent you to reside in the worldly valley of grace, so that from there you may ascend to the dwelling place of your Father. It is men who have opened the abyss before their very feet, to descend into its depths. Now I ask you, do you truly believe that, with this word I have given to you through human spokesmen, you will be able to reach the kingdom of heaven? Are you confident that, by believing in and practicing that which your ears receive here, you will find salvation? Blessed is he who believes in this word and this manifestation, for he will reach the summit of the mountain. He who does not believe, however, to him I will say that this is the third time already that he denies or rejects me. You see, once someone believes in me, he must recognize me always, for the taste and the essence of my word never change. Those who doubt, I will leave in the place they are today, so they may awaken by themselves. If I did not allow men to experience the consequences of their actions, would they know when they have done right or wrong? Their conscience speaks to them about all their deeds, so they may repent for their bad actions, and with their works of love, comply with my law, which states, love one another. Christ once said to those who denied him, "You shall have to wait for my return. That is why I am calling you now, for I am with you once again. And I tell you to back away from the abyss, and instead follow my footsteps." What will the Father do with those who have always doubted his presence? He will subject them to great trials and touch the most sensitive fibers of their hearts, so that within them faith, love, and the wish to serve him will awaken. Truly, I say to you, that light will emerge from the darkness, and peace shall reign where, for the longest time, only lamentations of suffering existed. In each heart, I discover a different perception of my divinity. I can tell you with certainty that, in each of your faiths, I find a different God. That is a result of the varying degrees of spiritual development each and every one of you finds himself in. Once again, I show you the mountain. Because it is invisible to your body, I am revealing it to your spiritual eyes. Atop Mount Sinai, during the first era, I bestowed upon you the light. And atop Mount Tabor, during the second era, I transfigured myself to give you signs of my divinity. I want to behold you as those who believe in my third coming. I have told you that he who wishes to follow me must take up his cross and follow me up to the summit of the mountain. But you already know that the path of Jesus is the path of humility and sacrifice, and it has been traced with blood up to Calvary. You know that I was persecuted by slander, malice, mockery, unbelief, and envy. But once again I say to you, he who wishes to follow me must take up his cross and follow my footsteps. Why are you afraid? I do not expect the impossible from you, only that you pray sincerely, that you practice brotherly love, and withdraw from all that is superfluous. Does any of this appear impossible to you? If spirituality had reigned among humanity from the very beginning, I would not have had to materialize myself in this world. With their inspiration, their conscience, and their gift for revelation, men would have achieved the kingdom that was promised to their spirits. After the year 1950, will my spirit no longer manifest itself in the minds of men. From the summit of the mountain I dwell upon, I will behold you ascending, step by step, until you finally reach me. You are wanderers who came here seeking your salvation, with the hope of finding the truth. You carried a heavy cross upon your shoulders, and you sought someone who would help you support this cross. However, if you remained here, it was because you found what you were looking for. Could anyone who had truly tasted this word in spirit actually forsake the Master? Who would deviate from the path due to ignorance? Who could tell me that he has learned nothing from me? He who has not received this divine teaching with true love, as well as an interest to study it, him I cannot call my disciple, but only my child. Everyone has been given the same thing to eat, and none have I left outside. I have seated everyone at my table, and upon it I have equally distributed both the bread and the wine. I want all of you to be laborers upon my fields, but laborers prepared and wholly devoted to their mission, knowing how to cultivate my seed, and not allowing the gnawing worms to intrude upon their fields, they who would seek the fruit to devour them. Disciples, study this lesson, so you may ask your conscience if you are steadfast upon the path you travel, if you understand the teaching, and if you can already call yourselves laborers in my vineyard. My mercy has been made manifest among you. None have I inquired about their previous deeds before they set off on my path as laborers. And truly, I tell you, among those who follow me, there are some who have stained their hands with the blood of their brothers. None on this earth, except I, could have transformed these evildoers into propagators of brotherly love. It was my forgiveness and my word of love that redeemed them and awakened the noble sentiments slumbering within their hearts. May no one judge my course of action if I call out to those who have been to prison, seating them at my table and forming a new apostleship with them. For truly, I did not come here to heal the healthy or save the righteous. I have come to seek those who need me. Therein is my mercy made manifest. I have come to transform the slack into something useful. Therein is my might made manifest. Only if you are pure will you be able to reach me, and only if you cleanse your hearts will you receive me. Or am I not worthy of this sacrificial offering on your part? I can see that when you are about to receive a person you consider important in your home, you clean everything and tidy it up to make it worthy of the person in question. Do you not think it appropriate that every day, as the light of dawn breaks, you should take the time to prepare and cleanse your inner selves to carry me within your hearts? I speak to you in a simple manner, for you are of simple minds. If you happened to be wealthy on this earth, you would refuse to listen to me. I have not come searching for elegant garments or palaces among men. Inquire the seers about the spiritual splendor surrounding your master, and you will come to understand that nothing in this world even remotely comes close to it. Listen to the voices of these prophets, for they are the ones who will guide you with their revelations. Have faith in their words, knowing that I am availing myself of the most humble during this time, those whom you believed to be too imperfect to receive the grace of the Master. I find your hearts filled with peace, because I am with you. I have come to speak with you and bestow upon you my teaching. During this time, I did not become man. I have not sought a palm tree to speak to the multitudes from beneath its shade, and my feet have not tread upon the dust of the earth. I teach you the perfect love towards your Creator. Am I not worthy of being loved by you thus? The path I traced for you during the Second Era served to convert those who lived as enemies into brothers, and to spiritually elevate those who had already known how to live like brothers. Today, because you cannot see me with your physical eyes, it is my will for you to behold me with the vision of your faith. However, there are many among you who believe only in what their hands can touch, and they doubt everything that is beyond their sight and mind. They are the ones who tell me, "Father, why do you not perform miracles as in the days of old, so we might believe you?" Truly, I tell you, that time has passed. And if you claim to know and believe in me, then why do you demand miracles? Believe for faith's sake. Unite my word of that time with my word of today. Compare their essence, and you will find that they are both the same. Remember that I said to you, the tree will be recognized by its fruits. Allow my word to pass through your hearts until it reaches the Spirit. It will tell you where this word comes from. As long as you refuse to allow your spirit to taste this fruit, you shall not even dare to deny that it is the Father who speaks to you. Why is it that some who, without even understanding my work, cannot separate themselves from me? Because it is their spirits that have convinced themselves of my presence. Why do others, though they still doubt, not miss a single opportunity to listen to me? Because their hearts might harbor doubts, but it is their spirits that hold them back, for they have recognized the truth. Should those hearts persevere, their confusion will disappear. You who have sated yourselves with my word, do not go out into the wilderness of the world, and do not keep the nourishment I have given you to yourselves. I called you to assuage your hunger, so that thereafter you may do the same for your brothers, those who hunger. Now that your spirits receive light through this word, allow them to get to know me. Allow them to understand who it is that illuminates them. And allow them to travel the path that will lead them to their destiny. Blessed are those who break the chains of slavery, tying them to the world, so they may be with me. Blessed are those who overcome their inclinations towards the superfluous and the passions of humanity, so they may retain purity within their minds and hearts. For my word will fall as a seed upon fertile soil. Believe not that simply because you have listened to me during this time, you have attained perfection. You must endeavor on your journey and put my lessons into practice. Only with your deeds of love will you attain that perfection. Your spirits will not attain the greatest degree of elevation here on earth, which is why I tell you, do not consider this life to be the only one you will ever live, nor this mortal body to be eternal. Truly, I tell you, this body you love so dearly is merely your cross. Understand my word. Realize that within its simplicity lies my very being, which is life, healing, and peace. Men may speak to you with eloquent words, but to grant you the essence of life contained within my simple word, this they will forever be incapable of. Today, I hear men speak of law, justice, peace, equality, and fraternity. But truly, I tell you, where there is no love, there cannot be truth or justice, and much less peace. When I speak to you of love, I refer to the divine bond that unites all beings. I am not referring to love as men understand it. Where there are egotism and lowly passions, there is no true love. I love both he who denies and offends me, as well as he who recognizes and honors me with his deeds. When some are happy, knowing they are loved by me, and they are indifferent to the others, my paternal mantle continues to protect all, for my love is unchanging. No one can prevent me from loving you, just as no one can prevent the sun from giving its light. However, do not forget that I am also judge, and that no one can stop or avoid my judgments, just as no human being can stop the elements once they are unleashed. Walk in my law, and you will realize that my justice is unrelenting. Comply with my teachings, for then, even amidst the vicissitudes of life, you will be at peace. Humanity is divided because it is not governed by a single law. Each nation has its own laws and follows a different doctrine. And should you enter the homes, you will see that each father guides and educates his children in a different manner. I have revealed to man the gift of science, which is light, and with it man has created darkness, bringing forth pain and destruction. Men believe to have reached the pinnacle of human progress. In regards to this claim, I ask them, do you have peace on earth? Is there fraternity among men, and morality and virtue in people's homes? Do you respect the life of your fellow men? Do you have any consideration for the weak? Truly, I tell you, if these virtues actually existed within you, you would possess the most elevated values of human existence. Confusion reigns among men, because you have put those who have led you towards the abyss upon a pedestal. Therefore, do not ask why I have come to the people, and refrain from judging the fact that I am communicating with you via sinners and the ignorant, because not everything you perceive to be imperfect is as such. Man is the most perfect creation to have ever existed in this world. Within him exists a likeness to the Creator. He carries within himself the Trinity that can be found in your God as well. Spirit, soul, and body. 3 powers united in a single perfect being. The body could live without a spirit, animated solely by the life of the soul, but it would not be human. It could possess a soul, but it would be lacking the conscience of the spirit, and thereby it would be unable to guide itself. It would not be the ultimate being, which is aware of the law through the spirit, is able to distinguish between good and evil, as well as receive every divine revelation. This is the light of the third era. However, put him to the test who claims that it is not God who speaks to you, but rather this man. Because truly, I tell you, as long as my divine ray of light does not illuminate his mind, you will be unable to elicit a single word of spiritual worth and truth from him, even if you were to threaten him with death. It is nothing strange that, in the same manner as the spirit makes use of its body to speak and manifest itself, so too can it separate itself from its body for a moment, to allow the Father of all spirits, God, to manifest himself through it instead. I come to you, since you do not know how to come to me, and I teach you that the most pleasing prayer that could ever reach the Father is the one that rises from your spirit in complete silence. This prayer is that which attracts my ray of light, by which you are able to listen to me. Not the hymns and words are the things that please my divinity. Among you, instead of the virtuous, I am rather seeking the needy, the ignorant and the sinners, to manifest my mercy and transform you into my disciples. In this third era, I must cleanse your spirit and body of all their blemishes, so you may attain true elevation. I hear both the one who knows how to elevate himself in a pure manner to call upon me, as well as the one who, in his ignorance, seeks me through the most imperfect worship. I cover them all with my mantle of love. You who listen to me during this time, do not believe yourselves to have reached the pinnacle of spiritualization, for you still lack much to reach that level of development. Though neither must you believe yourselves to be little children or beginners in my law. For even though you are taking your first steps during this third era, in times past you already were disciples of the Lord. Your spirits, upon listening to me during this time, were shaken to their cores, and then, by studying my word, have come to comprehend the worship the Father expects from his children. If, upon following me along this path, you are not free from trials and tribulations, it is thus because you still have not reached the dwelling of your Father, where he awaits you, to have you experience true peace and perfect bliss. Now I tell you, do not grow weary. Refrain from avoiding the thorns and obstacles. Pray, and you will feel me close by, and you will realize that I am your good friend, accompanying you on your journey. Do not despair, and be not as the materialists are, who only see that which this material life presents to them. Anyone who has gone astray will have to retrace his steps, returning to the starting point, so he may find peace for his spirit. It is necessary for you to understand what I have called you to be during this third era, that you know your responsibility and mission, because not only will you be held accountable for yourself, but also for all who have been entrusted to you. Why do you fear? Perhaps does to love one another entail a sacrifice? Can you not see how your brothers of other nations weep? War has spread its mantle over many peoples of this earth, and this will cause hunger, pestilence, and death to be unleashed. Do not leave the door open to war, for otherwise it will enter and surprise you like a thief. Watch and pray. The tares shall be uprooted from the hearts of men, and the good seed will be preserved, to build with it a new humanity. Many men and women, because of all the pain and destruction among and around them, begin to yearn for my law, my word and my peace. But they do not know where it is they need to go to find me. Would it not please you to go to them during their moments of confusion and be able to tell them, "This is the way. The Divine Master is there." Behold how you are burying each and every page of the teaching I am giving you, without understanding its proper usage. I am the book, the word and the light. Do you believe you could actually deny me by concealing the truth? I bless you, for you have prepared your hearts to be a sanctuary. The fields, your hearts, have opened their innermost reaches to receive the dew of my grace, allowing the seed of my word to germinate. At my table, everyone has been treated equally, and no one has been discriminated against or humiliated. It is men who love me in different ways, some with eagerness, with perseverance and faith, others with coldness, refusal, and volatility. When all men searching for peace find it within me, they will come to realize that the word of Christ and his promise possess eternal life. And anyone who finds me during this era will never separate from me again. For the incarnated spirit of this time has attained an elevated level of development, which is experience and light. I leave you as torches among mankind. Through your deeds will faith be kindled in many a heart. Watch your actions, words, and even your thoughts. May your left hand never know what your right hand will do, for then will the seed of your love be abundant and fruitful. What use have you made of the teaching of the Master? Still, I see no sign of your regeneration. Do not wait until my justice afflicts your world for you to work towards peace. Just because you feel yourselves forgiven in advance does not mean you are allowed to misuse this forgiveness. The 2 previous eras have gone by without your spirits having fulfilled their destiny faithfully. Today, a new opportunity has presented itself to you, so that, with your merits, you will flood the earth with peace and drive away misery and pain. This is your chance to imprint your example upon the hearts of your brothers, so they may withdraw from vice and the superfluous, and with the regeneration regain the health of their spirit and body. Truly, I tell you, should you go about completing your mission during this time, though without watching and praying, you will behold the face of the earth being covered with corpses. My people, understand that you have not been sent to Earth to be indifferent to what is happening among humanity. Watch and pray. Do not expect this year to be one of indulgence. These are times of struggle, atonement, and meditation. Do not deprive yourselves of my grace, for then you will be left as outcasts on this earth. Pray for peace among nations. I have spoken to men through their conscience, to those who govern the nations, and I have seen their hearts. They are stubborn, and they refuse to cast out hatred and ambition. Keep watch over your faith and zeal, to testify to my truth, and do not concern yourselves with the trials your brethren seek to put you through, simply because your love for me. For my work, my doctrine, and my law are indestructible. They are immaculate. I say this to you because you will be persecuted for being my disciples. Evil intentions and falsity will beset you, but this shall not drive you to hide in the catacombs, to pray and attempt to serve me. Those times have passed. I have liberated your spirits, and no one will be able to stop them in their spiritual development. My extensive instruction during this 3rd era will elevate all to a greater level of development, whence you shall behold your one and only God. That is when peace will descend upon your spirits, and this peace resembles the bliss you will receive and experience once you have conquered the promised land and nourished yourselves with the eternal fruits, the bliss of loving and being loved by your heavenly Father. My peace be with you